Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Factorio 101. I am your host, Alex, and you are watching FCOG Gaming. I know these trains aren't running, but I shouldn't be on the track. It feels weird. Anyway, so in the last episode, I explained how to do basically a rail network that shared the same station between two trains, which is all well and good. But as your factory progresses and you get more busy, is that right? I don't know. But yeah, as you get more materials that you need to train into your base, you may find yourself needing to kind of upgrade because there's too much traffic and stuff like that. This is an example that I've kind of made up of a straight rail station, I think is what they call it. But basically, coming into your main base, you actually have 3 stations here. And each one of them is specialized for a certain thing. This one is specialized for iron ore, this one's specialized for coal, and this one I don't really have set up, but it's running up to a copper deposit. I don't really need copper right now, but for the purposes of this video, that's what I decided to have it be. So, as I explained in the last episode, these signals basically chop up your track into different segments. So we have a segment for each of these stops. One segment here where they kind of merge together or merge off depending on what way they're going. We also have this segment here, which is kind of an area that I've made just to kind of alleviate traffic. Where, well, I'll get into this a little bit more, but this is a section between there and there. Each intersection, so this T intersection and this split right here are their own section. So you have here, here, and here are the boundaries, and then here, here, and here are the boundaries. And then this is its own section. This part of the track is its own section. And going down to the iron mine is its own section as well. And depending on your needs, you can section it off however much you need to. Now, with the rail signals, there are 2 types of rail signals. There's the rail chain signal and the normal rail signal. So what the rail chain signal does is basically opens it up so that if your train can get to its destination. Well, no, that's not right. Let me back up. Basically, how it works is if it can go out of a section unimpeded, it lets it into that section. The rail signal, the normal one, just looks at the next piece of track, and if that's free, then it'll allow it to go in. So all of these signals are chain signals, except for this signal and this signal. And what that allows us to do is even if this piece of track or this piece of track is occupied, as long as one of these, well, as long as these are free, the train can kind of go in there and kind of side slip. This is also set up as a one-way, so trains can only go from the bottom right to the top left on this bit of track, and they can only exit on this bit of track. And I'll kind of get the trains going here, and I'll explain what's going on a little bit more in depth. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn on all of these trains, and I'm not going to have them actually stop at their stops. I'm just going to have them go to the stop and then turn around and come back. So this one's going to go. We're going to turn all of these times to 0. And that one will go. And finally, we'll have this track. And what this is going to do is just kind of speed up the whole process, and we can kind of see what is going on. hopefully I have enough lights down for you guys. Yeah, I'm kind of limited as to where all this stuff is. So as you see, these trains come in here, and they're allowed to come in here because it's just a normal rail signal. And then they stop here because they don't have a path to their station until this train comes through here, as you see. So this train's going to stop, this train goes through, and as soon as it's through, this one can go to its station. Which is all well and good. I think this one's actually still... No, that's... Never mind. And they all wait their turn until the trains have gone through, basically. So that works well. But let's go ahead and see if we can't stop this train. Let's have it head back to base here. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Once it gets up here, we're actually going to change what it's doing. So we're going to pause that. Now, let's say you have a situation where you have this iron mine down here, and it's not quite enough. But you have another one, let's say, up here, off of this track. What you can do with this setup is you can actually have two trains going to the same station for the same resource. So if you look at this, this is Car Flashen is the name of the station. So we're going to replace K54 with that station. I'm going to turn the time down to 0. We're going to start this train again. So remember, we're pretending that this rail here goes up to this iron mine instead of this copper mine. So this train will start here. And it kind of waits there. Just kind of expecting that this to come back. Hopefully at some point we'll actually have a point where they where they're here at the same time. And what will happen is, let's see if we can, we'll actually have this one stop here for right now. So what's going to happen is, until this one's done, this second train that's going to that station is going to wait. And what that's going to do is that's going to make this train not be able to go into the intersection because it can't go where it needs to go. So until this train is done, let's go ahead and send it back to its station. We're kind of backed up, but it will resolve itself. So basically this train's allowed to go forward. So this train can go forward, and since it's unimpeded to its station, it goes, and so on and so forth. So that's a quick little overview on these types of stations and just different things that you can do as far as getting your traffic down pat. Now, in either one of those scenarios that I had going on, I tested this quite a bit, and I never once had a jam or a backup or anything like that. So that tells me that it actually works. So if you have any questions, I know I went over this kind of quickly. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below or give me a message or whatever. And yeah, if you found this helpful, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of these videos and other videos that I'm doing, other series that I'm doing, feel free to subscribe. And you've heard all that before, so you probably aren't even listening anymore. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves out there.